Good morning, traders. This is Chris Buss with Traders Profit Compass with a look at gold, silver, and the miners for Thursday, August 20th. Okay, picking up where we left off yesterday, we had said that I thought that this move here, coming off the after the big drop and the move back up, I thought that was a technical move to backfill the gap, back test broken support, and that a move lower is what I favored. We got that. We got a big 3% drop yesterday. Hopefully you jumped on board that, either with the miners or with gold. That turned out to be a great trade. I think there's still further to go. I think there's actually a gap here that I don't have drawn in down to this 178 level. I'll show you that on the 60-minute chart that's coming. But I think the first test here will be at 177.50 with the 50 MA coming in. But below that, you'll see this volume over price void, where I think price will move quickly. If we lose that 177.50 level, I think we're coming in here to 171, 170 fairly quickly if we lose this 50. The PPO has rolled over and heading down, and you can see the RSI is pressing against 50. If we were to see like a drop in here below 50 and this proceed lower, I think you're going to see price follow lower here. So let's take a look at the 60-minute chart. Here you get a more detailed view of what we were showing a minute ago. We had the big drop, consolidated for a couple days, and then we made this gap fill move back up here towards 190, and then it just rolled over very quickly yesterday. And I think we're down a little bit here this morning as well. So at 181.50 is the gap from earlier last week. And I think we'll get that fill quickly down to 179. And if that were to break, you'll see we've got another gap down here as well that needs to be filled to 177. And you can see this big ledge of volume over price support right here. That lines up really well with where price is at now. A move below this 181.50, we're going to move into this big void where there's not a lot of transactions because of this quick ramp. There really wasn't a lot of time spent here, not a lot of trades, not a lot of technical support. So as we move down here, you can see that this 177 level is really the last stop out of town for price, because we've got even a deeper void between 177 and say 171 with a few gaps to fill. If we see some dollar strength, and we saw that yesterday, dollar was up about 0.8%. It's really been oversold. If we get a snapback in the dollar and get a baby rally going in the dollar, I think you're going to see this come off fast. If I didn't have a position, I would be getting short below 181.50 with a stop above like 182, 182.50, depending on your risk tolerance, because there's a lot of reward down here if gold starts rolling downhill. And I am sure that a lot of people got trapped up here They saw the big drop, then they saw the bounce, and everybody piled back in long, and then it rolled over quick yesterday. I'm sure there's still people trapped from up here, and then they thought, oh, I'll wait and it'll come back, and it came back, but they were looking for more, and then they got trapped. I still think there's trapped longs up here, and if we, get a push lower, I think a lot of weak hands are going to be bailing out on gold. So I'm looking for lower. What would give me pause is a move back above these moving averages, back up in the 184, 185, 186. That doesn't necessarily mean it won't go lower, but obviously I'm looking for a move now, not for a bounce and then lower later. I think it's go time right now. So let's move on to the miners. This is the GDX, the major gold miners 60-minute chart. You can see that we've got a nice clean line here to shoot against. If you see a drop today, 40.75, 40.50, I think that's a perfect place to get short and look for a move to 39. I did see a number of bearish trades on the miners yesterday. I saw some big trades shooting at August 28th, 41 puts. I'm in that trade. I followed that trade, looking for a move here in the next 10 days to move down here and hopefully break this 39 level and move even lower. But let's take one step at a time. If this trend line breaks today or tomorrow and we get a move down into this 40-50 area, I think it's going to go fast down towards 39. So that's what I'm looking for. You're certainly welcome to look at some individual names on the miners. These are the big ones. I mean, there's a ton of little ones, under $5. I usually don't even mess with those, but you can. These ones here have good option liquidity, so you can kind of get in and out without a big bid-ask spread. So you're welcome to investigate these further. Your potential gains are more on the individual names than in a basket like this. I just wanted to have a position in the miners to be short, and I didn't want to go take individual shots at all of these, but there are some good setups in there. And if the GDX short trade works, being short these should work as well. Let's look at silver real quick. Here's a 60-minute chart of the SLV, which is the proxy for the ETF for silver. It's got good option liquidity. You're going to get more. It's more volatile than gold, so there's probably more potential for downside in silver than there is in gold. But we've got this nice uptrend line here on the 60-minute chart. If you get a break here at 24.50, I think you can be short against 25 and then see where it goes. I think your first stop will be down here 23.50, but then it drops off fast, 22, 21. I think silver and gold, they're going to move together. I think you'll get more alpha out of silver than you will gold. That doesn't mean gold's a bad trade. I'm in it. I'm in the miners. but I think this is going to break, and I think it's going to head lower. So I would set an alarm at 24.50 and just be ready, see what happens, and then set your stop just above. Very clear line. You can see the momentum rolling over. You can see RSI moving into its bearish regime below 50. I think this is going to break, but we'll see what happens. Here's the silver miners 60-minute chart. Nice kind of bear flag action here. You can see this broke, back tested, and then rolled over the last couple of days. I think you can be short the silver miners, and I'm looking for 46.25 and then 44.75. But the real prize will be on a break of this 44.75 area. Big volume over price void here. And if this thing gets rolling downhill on that break, I think you're going to find 40.50 pretty fast, because there's nothing in here to stop it really from a technical basis. So if you didn't want to jump in right here, or you kind of undecided on a trade, you could set your alarm here at 44.75 and wait for this potential move. That would be about, what is that, 10%, $4 right here. That would be a nice trade. Or you can kind of scale in if you want to do it that way. Little baby position with an ad and another ad here if the trade starts to work. So here are a couple of the bigger names that are mostly silver traders, bigger silver miners, Pan American, Wheaton Precious Metals, and Mag Silver. I've mostly focused on Pan American and Wheaton when I go into individual names. I had Wheaton last week for that sell-off. I closed that position for a nice little win. But these are big names with good option liquidity. So if you wanted to, tackle an individual name, I would look to these three. There's others too. You can find them. A lot of cheap little baby miners, but they're really volatile. I tend to prefer bigger names with better option liquidity if I'm going to go after an individual name. So anyways, just a quick recap. I am looking for the gold and silver and the miners to have another down move. What would really help the trade is a stronger dollar in the next couple of weeks on a oversold bounce on the dollar. That would really help this trade out a lot. Okay, hope it helped. This is Chris Buss with Traders Profit Compass. Really appreciate you being here. If you like the content, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And if it's your first time on the channel, please subscribe, and you'll be notified when I post new content. Also in the show notes, you'll see places to register for the blog and get all my content delivered directly to your email box. Thank you again. This has been Chris Buss with Traders Profit Compass. Talk to you soon.